Right, so now this video, now it's time for the main mouse of the bunch, the coordinator, to meet her fate. And because she looks like the oldest one there, because when you look closely you can see that the fur is a little bit more scraggly than the other ones. And the thing about it is that she seems to be very careless. For like you'd think that she'd be be a bit more careful about traps, considering that she's so senior. But all she did was come into the trap, saw the food, and then bang. And you notice that she was a fraction slower than the other mice as well when it comes to moving. So I think she's feeling the age a bit. But as you could see, all that seniority, and it just didn't make any difference. So what that shows you is that it's because this, the trap itself, there isn't really anything about it that makes it seem dangerous. Well, until the trap actually drops. Of course, at that point, that's when you realize that there's something wrong. And of course, because Mama Mouse is like an old timer, she of course is immediately on the job. And you notice compared to like the baby mouse was actually wasn't really bothering too much, but as you can see, Mama Mouse is right on the case, checking every point, up, down, making sure that there's no place which hasn't been checked. She's always looking up as well to make sure that she hasn't missed anywhere. And interestingly, she's actually the only one who attacks that magnet, because the magnet was inside all this time. And also now it's just going to speed up a bit, because she's in there for a while. I think it was about an hour. Yeah, and you see that what happens is that in the end, that magnet at the front, which is inside, and the reason I put it inside was simply just because it lined up with the ones on the outside, and it was easier to sort of lay down. But what I found out is that, well, you see what happens anyway later on, as Mama Mouse is going through the process of checking every single centimeter of where she can think to maybe there's a way out. And I think the reason why mice dig is obviously because when they're outside, there's earth. So if you end up trapped, all right, yes, this is where she's attacking the magnet. So somehow she seems to think that attacking the magnet is going to make a difference. Yeah, she's really going for it. And she's the only one who even thought that attacking the magnet could make a difference. None of the other baby mice, they just didn't seem as concerned at all. Okay, so now Mama Mouse is ready, and then one last attack on the magnet. And then while she's attacking the magnet, guess what happened? So you notice that she's moving around all the time before, but then the light comes on, as you can see, and she hasn't quite noticed yet. Yeah, so she's really going for it on that magnet. Like somehow, if she can bite it, it's going to make a difference. I don't know why I should think that, but okay. Now she's noticed finally that there's someone big in town, and the time has come for her to get her exit. Okay, so now this is the view from the phone. Obviously, after Big Mama Mouse had noticed that I was there, and of course, doing the standard thing that any mouse does is they freeze. So of course, so you can see that Mama's a lot more active when the trap's moving, and she definitely doesn't want to get onto that plastic, as you've noticed. Yeah, but see, they had to give up eventually because she was getting squeezed. And so now trap's in place, and so Mama's ready to be transporting. You can see Mama's quite big as well. Okay, so now it's trying to take Mama for the trip. I'm sure she'll have no problem surviving outside. And I mean, she can also look after the baby ones that are out there already, because I tried to make sure to put them in the same wood so that they can meet up, later. So they can, have a search around, and then she can find the other ones, and then they can do their stuff out in the woods instead, like they should be. And at least out in the woods, the food is more, food supply is more consistent, rather than being in some house where 1 minute you're getting loads of food, and the next minute the door's shut and there's no food. Much better to be out in the woods where you can just search around. If you find some food, then it'll be there. And one thing's for certain, there obviously is food in the woods, because if there wasn't, then there would be no mice, because then they wouldn't be able to survive to be able to even come into the house in the first place. So the place that they should be is obviously outside, looking after each other, where they came from. And like I was saying, so now I'm just back in the woods again. And like I'm saying, what this shows is that this particular trap, it doesn't matter what kind of mouse it is, baby mouse, mid-range, or what's the term, middle-aged mouse, or mama mouse. It doesn't matter what stage they are at in life. This trap just basically accommodates all of them. So now ready for Mama to get a release. And since this trap is so convenient now, all we have to do is just slide it and then just open it up. So she's ready. She's doing the old freeze again. But somehow that's going to make a difference. Okay, and there you go. So now off she goes. I'm sure that one of the other ones went in that direction as well, so she can give them some company.